Asia Minor, 190 BCE. The twilight of Hannibal's legend was not written in Carthage, but under foreign stars. He had fled east, a ghost of war, seeking shelter from Rome's wrath. Kings feared hosting him, but one, King Antiochus III of the Seleucid Empire, saw opportunity. "Rome fears you," Antiochus said. "Then use me," Hannibal replied. The last great enemy of Rome had returned, not as general of Carthage, but as advisor to an empire. Rome. The Senate chamber's news reached Rome that Hannibal had become strategist to the Seleucid king. The senators stirred, old fears rekindled. Scipio Africanus, now older, wiser, stood again before them. "He flees because he fears chains," one senator spat. "He flees because he still has teeth," Scipio replied. Rome prepared once more, this time not to defend, but to chase the shadow to the ends of the earth. Scipio did not go. His younger brother, Lucius Cornelius Scipio, would lead, but not without the counsel of Africanus himself. "He taught me to fight," Scipio whispered. "Now I teach you how to end him." Thessaly, 191 BCE. Antiochus crossed into Greece, dreaming of reclaiming Alexander's glory. He expected the fractured Greeks to rise for him. They didn't. Instead, Rome answered with fire. At Thermopylae, the same gates where 300 Spartans once stood, Roman legions crushed the Seleucid vanguard. Antiochus fled across the sea, Hannibal silent by his side. "You were meant to lead," Antiochus muttered. "And you were meant to listen," Hannibal replied. Battle plans granted for Magnesia. In the halls of the Seleucid palace, Hannibal spread maps across a bronze table. Opposite him, generals and courtiers of Antiochus murmured, "We have more men, more cavalry, more elephants." "Then let us use them with a mind, not just muscle," Hannibal said. His plan was bold. A feint attack with chariots on the Roman left, a silent detachment through the woods flanking their right, and a reserve force of cataphracts ready to pierce the Roman center once it thinned. But the king ignored him. "We fight as kings," Antiochus declared. "Not as cowards in shadows." Hannibal's eyes narrowed. "Then you will lose as kings do, proudly and dead." Magnesia, 190 BCE. The battlefield was vast, a plain beneath Mount Sipylus. Dawn broke as two empires stared each other down. On the Roman side, Lucius Scipio stood beside Eumenes of Pergamon, their ally. "The elephants are many," Lucius said. "Then we fight with fire and fear," Eumenes smiled. Antiochus opened with thunder, a cavalry charge and scythed chariots. For a moment the Roman front quivered, then held. Javelins rained, chariots panicked. Horses screamed and turned back into their own lines. The Seleucid center advanced, elephants roared. But Scipio's orders rang clear. "Part the ranks, let them pass." The Roman lines opened like water. Elephants ran through and found themselves alone. Archers and flanking cavalry closed in. Flames lit the sky. The beasts fell, shrieking. At that moment, Roman reserves hit the Seleucid left while Eumenes swept around their right. The battlefield folded. Antiochus watched from the rear, frozen. "Now," Hannibal said behind him, "you understand." Aftermath. The Seleucid army broke. Antiochus fled east. Hannibal vanished again. His name now a myth and curse whispered in alleyways and courts. Rome had won again. Lucius returned to Rome in triumph. Africanus greeted him with pride and sorrow. "Is it done?" Lucius asked. "No," Scipio replied. "He still breathes." Bithynia, 183 BCE years passed. Hannibal, now gray and hunted, found refuge in the court of King Prusias III. Rome demanded his surrender. "He is a lion in winter," Rome's envoy warned, "and we still fear his roar." Surrounded, betrayed, Hannibal sat alone in his chamber. He poured a vial of poison into his hand. "Let the Romans have the bones they crave," he whispered, "but never the man." With one final drink, Hannibal Barca, scourge of Rome, fell. Legacy: Rome never forgot him. Scipio Africanus, who had once walked beside Titans, died in silence away from Rome. No monuments were raised. He had defeated Hannibal, but even in death the Carthaginian haunted him. Children grew hearing both names. Some whispered Scipio to calm the night. Others whispered Hannibal to stir their blood. The war was over, but the legend had only begun. To be continued in Part 7, The Sons of War. If the fall of Hannibal gripped your soul, subscribe, and walk with us into the next chapter, where new empires rise and old ghosts never truly rest.